All right, Mike Dixon here, and we're talking about ball control still. This is part 3 of our ball control series. So what we've talked about is where the club wants to be, where the club face, and again, in the motion, controlling the club face a little bit better, not just making sure that it's square at impact, but we want to make sure that when we go through and we grip the club, we understand how the hands are going to affect the golf club and the club face when we're going through our golf swing. Again, we don't want to have a bad grip and then try to create manipulations in the golf swing. And that's what I feel like a lot of people are trying to do when they hear flat left wrist or trying to arch your wrist, okay? When we talk about a flat left wrist, it's geometrically flat. It's not physically flat, right? So that would be flat. It's not physically flat, it's geometrically flat. And I think a lot of people misunderstand that. So when I go through, geometrically, my wrist is in line with the club. Okay, so when I take my grip, number one, I always try to get the thumbs a little closer to the hand here, okay? And I don't want to have like hitchhiker thumbs. So I don't want to have a long thumb. I want to try to, if you have a long thumb, just pull the thumb pad up towards the more of the palm. Again, so when you go through and you look, the tip of your thumb should be almost at the end of your first knuckle on your pointer finger, okay? So again, what's really going to be important is understanding the placement of the thumb is vital to making sure that I can turn the club over. So when I start getting weak and again flat with my left wrist, which is not true, Homer never said that, okay? The left wrist is flat, but geometrically. So if I'm really flat, my thumb is right down the middle of the spine. It's pointing to the letters. That's the worst place you can put the thumb on the golf club. You're not going to be able to turn it over naturally. So I want to turn my left hand slightly to the right. And again, I have my short thumb. And what's going to happen is when we start talking about the hands working together, it's not so much that you have to have them hooked. I find that actually a lot of people, when they hook their hands, it gets their right hand in a bad position. I want how the hands are going to work together and kind of like be welded together. And again, this is the glue that's going to help hold everything together. I hate when I get a student that when they're making their practice swing and like the hands coming off, I can stick my finger in between their palm and the grip, and you know, we got to keep the right hand on that left thumb. There should be a little bit of pressure there, right? So again, so to me, that's our number one pressure point. When we start looking through everything in the golf swing, technically there's 4. Number 1 is the right hand on top of the left thumb. Number 2 is the pressure into the left fingers, trying to, again, keeping it in the cup of the hand. Number 3 happens through impact, where my right pointer finger is, again, catching the lag of the shaft and driving through forward and getting, again, that shaft lean. And number 4 is my left arm on my left pec. So making sure that we have those pressure points are going to be really important. But again, getting back to the hands, making sure my left thumb is slightly to the right, my right thumb is going to be slightly to the left. Again, you can see the V. So when I take my left hand correctly, this V is actually going to point up to my right shoulder. My right hand V is going to be probably a little more neutral, more to the center of my face. Again, if I want to control the ball and the curve of the ball, I'm probably going to have somebody move their right hand around a little bit. So if we got a little too much hook, I'm going to put the right hand a little bit more over to the left. And again, if they have a little bit of curve to the right still, we can kind of turn it under a little bit, make it a little stronger. Now I got both V's kind of going to my right hand. What you'll find is most good players, again, not all, but most players have their right hand in a pretty neutral position when they look at the right hand. What I find a lot of bad players is their left hand is turned under and the right hand's turned under, and they have no idea what to do. So going through, again, left hand, the thumbs together, trying to create a little bit of a weld there with the thumb. It's not long. And then making sure that right hand's sitting on there. And again, like when I start making my golf swing, as soon as I start that backswing, right, as soon as I start it up, that right hand is going to be pushing down on that left thumb a little bit. Okay, that's what's going to give me the extension. So if you got a problem with your arms breaking down, right? So we talk about left arm, we want to try to make it straight. The left arm doesn't do that itself. The right hand and the right arm does that. So that pressure on that left thumb is going to be really important for you to maintain that. Okay? So again, hands, controlling the club face, making sure that when we go through, the left hand is stronger, the right hand can be neutral. Again, you can go through, this is a very personal thing, the hands can be a little bit more rotated. If you want a little stronger of a grip, again, what happens is the stronger the grip, the more shaft lean I'm gonna have. The weaker the grip, the more neutral I'm gonna be. Either's fine. We can go into like an impact fixed position or more of a standard position, okay? So making sure that grip's in a good spot, really, really important. Again, that's gonna really kind of set the rest of the golf swing up. I find a lot of times when I see a really good grip, there's a lot of good things happening with the player's golf swing. So again, please leave me your comments. Please subscribe. Would love to hear from you. Shoot me an email if you guys want something in particular in your golf game. Any topic, can be putting, chipping. We're gonna try to cover it all. But again, this is more trying to create some series that are gonna impact your game, help you shoot lower scores. So thanks again, I appreciate it. Again, you can email me at mdixonpga@gmail.com and look forward to talking to you. Thanks.